and I think that the results are going to be evenly matched. I don't think this is going to be a sweep. If anything, I could see us going to at least game 6, but I'm still going to lean toward Optic purely because I think right now they have that fresh car smell. Everything's great. You know, you're on the highway.
Fresh Nissan car smell, just ready to roll into the series.
Smell. That's right. Speaking of fresh, we got ourselves the grand finals, folks. Optic, Cloud9, it goes down right now. We're going to be kicking it off with Renegade's POV as he locates TriPPPeY down low. An easy pickup for him. APG is going to be week 2. It's CTF on Aquarius, by the way, and this is one hell of a start for Renegade.
Yeah, that's the kind of start you want. Not only you're getting the kills, but you're also in the upper position here, grabbing camo, grabbing thrust. This is just a scary Renegade to go against. You already don't want to go against Renegade in a straight-up 1v1. You absolutely don't want to go against him when he has all those weapons and equipment at his disposal.
Yeah, Renegade was a difference maker, especially in that live fire Slayer game, and even though Sentinels won that, it was really Renegade who had really prompted the squad to rally and make it within 2 kills of that Sentinel victory. Flag is now going to be on the move, though, and it's Pznguin who's got it, and that's going to be a cap. And off of that brilliant start there, Renegade and the rest of the squad were able to put one on the board and set the tone early here. Optic needs to respond.
Yeah, although Cloud9 are down in the series, like I said, this first game is so pivotal. It's going to be the difference between turning the series into a best-of-5, as both teams are kind of on fresh footing, being 1-1, or with Optic being up 2-0 and only needing a couple games to close this out. One thing I'm noticing right now in the kill feed, though, or in the scoreboard right now, Golden Boy, is that Lucid is being just completely shut down. 0 kills so far for the superstar on the Optic gaming roster.
Yeah, 0 for Lucid means that right now Optic's in a little bit of trouble. So you're going to look for him to have to come online, but the flag is now going to be moving across as well. We're on board with Eco. There goes the movement, and it could be stopped here by APG. Formal actually is going to meet him right at the courtyard too, and APG is right behind him. They have to suss out this player if they want to bring this flag back, but there goes Optic with a response of their own. Flag's going to be out, double kill there, and Lucid, that's a double for Lucid, a triple too. So his first 3 kills are going to be a triple. Nice way to start things off if you were a little cold there for Lucid.
Yep, Sleeping Giant has been awoken. Getting those kills, getting that flag stop. And we're going to have to see if anything happens here with this flag over towards bottom card. That's a huge, huge kill there from Formal. Getting at least that melee over on StelluR, but these kills are just being traded back and forth. Nobody really coming out ahead in the exchange.
Yeah, and you made note of the scoreboard before. Stellar start for StelluR. 10 kills, 4 deaths. Renegade 8 kills of his own. 7 between Eco and Pznguin. So for Optic, they're going to need those BRs to come online, and perhaps that's going to happen here as Lucid now is going to be sitting at 4 kills, but Renegade shuts him down right out of the gate. Does locate Formal. That nade, though, comes from downtown to wipe out Renegade, and a clean shot cross map for TriPPPeY. Here comes the convergence onto the red flag. And even though they lose out on that player, he's going to be so weak. There's not really much that StelluR could do there. Needs to wait for the shields to come back. Flag's going to be down, but Renegade finds the mark right by the jump up.
We're going to have to see if that mark over at jump up is going to really come into play. There's 3 actually down here for Optic at this moment. These players from Optic spawn over at Fridge, and Renegade wasting no time pulling this towards util. The util side and car side of the map right now is still currently favored to run that flag for 2 reasons. 1, you have the cover as you're bringing that flag back, and 2, spawning the opposing team over in the refrigerator. They don't have a lot of options on where to push out.
Yeah, and even with that, the options inside of that became very limited very quickly, courtesy of that jump up play. And here comes another flag pull. This time it's Formal, but Formal couldn't get it past, and he will be stopped right there, right in his tracks. Another player as well, APG, looking to try and change the tide and make it in their advantage, but shut down as well. Couldn't be closer between these 2 squads, but right now that edge, that slight edge, is going to be for C9 as they're up by 1. With plenty of time left to play. They got to get that flag back, though. And a camo for Lucid. could spell trouble here as that flag continues to march on forward, and that camo is just going to have all the openings that you could possibly want to. So this is looking like a tied game, and yes, it is. 1-1. Optic Gaming answer right back.
Huge flag, and they never really gave up on that one. Just luckily, or I'd say strategically, able to acquire a couple of kills against Cloud9, and once they had the advantage, then comfortable enough to push that flag across the map. But they had to really work for it. It was not an easy, like, slay all Cloud9, run it back uncontested. It's like, slay all Cloud9, have the flag on the bottom center for a bit, get him a few more slays, push it back towards your flag a bit. Somehow take your time as you put the actual flag in. It is just not easy to secure any of those caps, and even after you do, look at that. 3 members down for Optic as Cloud9 are on the aggressive and going to try to push for their own form of a counter cap.
Renegade's going to need some help over here, and it might come in the form of Pznguin. Pznguin's able to locate 1 kill, maybe another one against APG, but no. APG wins the fight. And also, there would have been the cleanup there too, but they are going to force 2 members of Optic Gaming to have to fight out of the back of their base, while members of Cloud9 are continuing to march on forward. One more, Eco, located in the back. Wow. TriPPPeY with a nice double kill with that commando. He's going to shut them down. Now they can start to march forward again to that red flag. Maybe bring this one back over to them, but what a close game.
I was going to point out how huge those kills are from TriPPPeY, but that's just to get out of the Optic base.
Exactly.
Think about that non-stop pressure. If any of those kills did not go TriPPPeY and APG's way, that is now a flag being pulled out in the favor of Cloud9. So these players just having to really work to even get off their spawn and out of their own base.
Speaking of flag pulls, there was an attempt there by Lucid, but it is going to be removed. The opportunity removed by Eco.
Also notice, like, what Eco did there. Eco's not wasting his time sitting on the catwalk to recover that flag. Realize that flag's going to get returned on its own anyways, not spending those 2 or 3 precious seconds. Instead, able to just push over towards util, put some shots on bottom car, push back over towards the flag plat, and help secure that kill on bottom center.
APG is going to be left to try and defend this one. No one from Cloud9 is going to be in an area to try and pull that flag, though. But you're right. It's, again, the small little details that players like Eco, like Lucid, they can just take advantage of. Because, you know, you gain the information, you see, oh, okay, the push is going to be coming from, you know, dynamo nades, or, you know, you can maybe throw some shots forward rather than, like, wasting that time. Because time is certainly going to be of the essence here. Less than 5 minutes left to play. Still a lot to work with, but let's not act like, you know, with the way that these 2 teams are playing against one another, every single time there seems to be an advancement on the flag, it's stopped right in its tracks. It keeps happening back and forth, back and forth. That time is going to dwindle, and it's going to become a problem.
Just like that, we only have 4.5 minutes left in the game. We have new camo coming up soon, so we're going to see if whoever gets this camo, if they can actually get the slays and translate to a cap. But it looks like all 4 down for a moment here from Cloud9. Now, this is a difficult position for Optic because they don't have utility side, and camo's coming up soon, so they have to opt. Do they go for this flag, or do they stop, get some slays, and secure the power up? But the flag is already out. Slays are coming in. It is 2 down here for Cloud9. Make that 2 down for Optic. So an even 2v2 to decide the fate of this flag.
That was a lot of work for APG to have to do in order for them to get that flag. But even with all that happening, the flag coming out and all that activity, Optic Gaming gets the camo. But the camo eyes, though, spotted, and Formal is down. So the camo's not going to become a factor here. Renegade had x-ray vision.
That was just such perfect vision. I think we're going to start seeing those sort of sponsors coming into the scene soon, like Warby Parker, you know, camo spot of the game coming out right there from Renegade. But that was just such a fantastic sniff out, and then great challenge. When you see a camo, someone who has that advantage, if you can just go down for like that 2-shot or 3-shot melee and trade out, even if you just get the trade, it's going to pay dividends for your team. Get that camo off the map when it's on the other team's side.
C9 flag is out, has been returned. Looking at the score lines here, Lucid, who started this game off, you know, as a donut baker, now is the top fragging for his squad, which again, not a shocker given how great Lucid has been. But oh man, a good attempt there to try and stop that flag from moving forward, but instead it's going to be Formal who manages to pick off Renegade. Up top though, TriPPPeY looking to cause some problems. The flag is going to be grabbed. Pznguin has it. This could be flag cap number 2 here. He's going to be healthy on the shields as well as he marches across, and he's going to slide right in. Number 2 for Cloud9. We got a game.
Yep. Golden Boy's favorite movie, March of the Penguins, right there. Short little snippet there as he puts in that second flag. That was actually so huge. One thing I'm also noticing from these teams and players, look at who has the most kills. Renegade and Lucid. And what do they have in common? Something I wouldn't recommend on the internet, frankly, is putting the initials or your actual bio names in your gamer tag. But, you know, if it helps you play Halo better, I'm all for it. So for those out there who want to get risky, feel free to throw your first and last initial in your gamer tag and, you know, see yourself at the top of the StelluR board.
I swear, if I see everyone having initials in their names, I'm going to be so tight. I just listen to you, but I'm not mad about this.
I mean, take it from the pro right here. Just use my last name, basically, in the gamer tag. I mean, I had some success myself. Then there's Optic Formal Mad as well. Too many examples to list in here at the moment. What's that, 37.5% or so of the players in the game that have some form of their real name or in their gamer tag?
Eco as well, you know? He's got his last name in there, so yeah. Could be 50.
That's 50%, 50%.
50% value, Dave. Sometimes the things you say just crack me. But while you were going on that tangent, it's a 2-2 game. Here we're tied up with 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, and TriPPPeY with some massive kills now has the flag across the map. Formal's there watching his back, and in the last seconds he could maybe bring this flag in. He's gonna get stopped by Pznguin. Renegade's able to get a kill of his own, and here comes APG around the corner. A weakened Pznguin, 2 players down now. Does StelluR have what it takes to stop it? No, instead it's gonna be a double kill from APG. He's got the flag in his hands, less than a minute remaining, and this could very well be Optic walking away with game number 1. But boy, oh boy, do they earn it. Cloud9 though has an opportunity to strike here, Walshy. We'll see if they'll take it.
They essentially have 1 push left. I like how they're going for these dynamo grenades and trying to control this car side, but they have to get the slays, and this is not good when you have Renegade and Pznguin both taken out. They essentially are going to have to be support on this final push. So you're going to have to see Eco or StelluR pushed into the flag and get this pull, and they're desperate. You see them pushing across courtyard, and APG's going to take that 4 shot as he's playing defense.
Yeah, they were desperate, as you said, Walsh. They needed to make this push happen. They got 8 seconds remaining before they can pull this flag out. Does the kill come through? Is anyone there to grab it? No, StelluR goes down. I don't think Renegade's there at all. No one is in the area, in the vicinity. It doesn't matter. Optic Gaming manages to get a win here on Aquarius. CTF with less than a minute remaining. They go up 2-0 in the series, and let's not forget that they have that 1 game advantage because they won the winner bracket finals. What a game that was though, and TriPPPeY with the heroics to bring that flag cross map after getting all those kills.
Such back and forth, but any single time you saw these players getting like that double or triple kill, they would just fly across the map, try to transition that either into a return, either had to be a clutch moment to get the flag just back to their own base, or just a quick pull across the map. So just looking at these replays, you'll see double kill after double kill, or that final incredible triple kill to get that flag cap for Optic.
Man, that was a heck of a way to start things off. And there was TriPPPeY. He had the triple kill, brought that flag cross map. The cap came in. APG was there to back him up as well. Everything you could possibly want to go right for Optic did. And even when you see the score line as well, just I mean, look at this here. The slays, man. Like, Optic outslaying Cloud9. How often do you say that when talking about C9, Walshy? That's crazy.
Outplayed by 11 kills. And so you know, one thing we always highlight, and I've talked about this on the broadcast yesterday, is objective efficiency is incredibly important. However, we highlight that stat because these teams are usually so even in slaying prowess.
Yeah, and also at the end, right? They had 1 push, and they needed to get, you know, equipment like the dynamo nades to try and split up the activity in the base, add some damage before the BRs can come in and clean things up. And Optic were very prepared for that. But now we have to prepare ourselves here for the 2nd game in this best-of-7 series. Optic up 2-0. It's StelluR on Aquarius, and we're starting things off with some of the members of Cloud9, but it has kind of just been a bit of a bloodbath out of the gate here. 4-3 at the start.
Pretty much everybody but StelluR died within those first 20 seconds. And now StelluR's also going down. So this is just going to be those back and forth that you expect with players and teams at this level, as soon as someone gets weak and all these different sight lanes across the map, they're going to be gunned for. There's really not too many different escape routes.
Ammo has been acquired by Formal. Nade kill right onto Renegade. He's got the heat wave. He's got the best combination you could possibly ask for here. And they have an idea as to where C9 are located. Formal actually does get the read.
He's like, I remember last time when I got spotted by Renegade over at top pink, not making that same mistake again, and now making the push across top. Busted again! Renegade! Got those gamer glasses on!
Oh, man. He's got the blue light filter. Something like that. I don't know. But a homie can see it all. That is unreal, man. Formal was just, they were looking at each other for a brief moment. It was like Obi-Wan Kenobi and, you know, in Star Wars, like, hello there, you know, like that. Oh boy. 12-8 though. Optic starting to create a little bit of a lead. 13-8, scratch that. 5 kills now for the green wall. And they're just marching around here. They're looking around, looking for the targets wherever they're located. And really, it feels like Optic kind of just have freedom to look wherever they want and walk wherever they want on the map. Whereas Cloud9, they're really looking to get their bearings here.
Yeah, and it looks like also in addition to that, you see the sort of buddy system you got going on from Optic as they're navigating the map. You notice how Cloud9 are opting to kind of send people all across so that they can have a couple different people pushing in from different areas over at Util, whereas Optic just says, hey, let's hold hands, let's push in together, and whenever one of my teammates can see a threat, the other one can help.
And that was the thing, if we recall from H5, that Splice, now Cloud9 minus Shotzi, were actually doing quite a bit. Like, they were known for that because they played so much twos together. They worked so well with one another that they could split themselves up and then do the business where they needed to. So Cloud9's kind of giving them, or Optics rather, giving them a taste of their own medicine here. And look at this movement from TriPPPeY, pulling so much attention over as APG gets into the fray, but it is going to get shut down though. Lucid jumps on in, wipes away Pznguin, but StelluR answers right back. They're keeping this one close. It was getting a bit hairy there for a moment for Cloud9. They're only going to be down by 4.
Yeah, it's a bit scary when, especially a map like Aquarius starts to spiral out of control. Like I said before, you don't have the luxury of having something like a sniper or rockets to really turn it around. And in fact, even in Infinite, I don't even think the rockets are what turns it around. Rockets secure you a couple kills and maybe gives your team the advantage for the numbers advantage for a little bit, but it's not quite the same. Look at this pushing from StelluR. I'm going to interrupt myself. There's so many one-shots in there. And look at that collapse from Cloud9. StelluR goes down, but so do all 4 members of Optic Gaming. A 4-for-1 exchange that Cloud9 will take any day of the week.
And now with that collapse, you know exactly where Optic are going to be spawning. But because Aquarius is a big map and you got to traverse a lot of territory to get across, Optic were waiting for that. And that's why they were able to get themselves 2 more kills. It was a tied game at one point. So a smart play from Optic to just wait for the aggression from C9 off spawn. They managed to profit off of that.
Looking like their trade. No, not even a trade. TriPPPeY and Formal doing so well, and now it's the reverse. This time, 3 members of Cloud9 going down. Renegade running for his life over in the util, gonna be found, and that's gonna be Heatwave on the ground. Members of Cloud9 spawning over at blue, and Optic still on the hunt.
And already another camo. I believe that's 3 camos I haven't picked up for Optic Gaming. Cloud9 have not had fun with that item at all. So, you know, again, it's not really that it's like playing a huge factor. It's playing a factor, obviously. But it's just the fact that Cloud9 do not have control of the map, and a triple kill for Lucid there. Putting that commando to good use. 34-24, make that 35. This is quite the game, and it is escaping C9's hands. Optic Gaming, they control the map, they control the power items, they control the utility. Everything is going right for Optic.
Do you think Cloud9's not been picking up the camo because they don't even see it as a power-up? Renegade's like, yeah, this thing doesn't even do anything different. Look, I pick up this equipment, and it does nothing. I slam it to my chest, and I can still see this person perfectly across the map.
Because of his X-ray vision, obviously. It goes without saying. maybe, but you know, I think that even with that, right, it just goes to show how Optic have so much presence scattered across the map that Cloud9 can't even really contend for it. I mean, how often do you see Eco down to just 4 kills? They're being shut out here. And Optic's doing everything right.
I mean, they were in this position before as they were down by around 10 kills and closed that gap, but it's a totally different game once the team's around the 40 mark, especially a team like Optic that's been playing so smart and been running around together. They can trade out kills if they need to, but it doesn't look like they're even going to have to worry about that as they've now extended the lead to 15 kills. Optic looking to hunt out these last few kills and put themselves one game away from winning the Nissan FaZe Halo Infinite Invitational.
They're right there, right at the door. $40,000 richer. And of course, just a huge statement going into Kansas City. Another camo has been grabbed by Optic Gaming. This time it's going to be TriPPPeY. 48-33. His APG, or excuse me, his Formal tries to locate a kill. That's going to be number 49. Now looking for number 50. Where's it going to be, though? As Pznguin trying to get out of the courtyard, gets a kill against APG, but he's going to be hunted down by TriPPPeY, and that is going to be Optic Gaming going up 3-0 in our grand finals, 50-35, and a dominant performance on Aquarius Slayer. Optic take game 2.
Optic are looking so scary going into HCS Kansas City. Doing a performance like this with so much on the line, I mean, we don't have that many online events that have stakes like this. I can't recall another online tournament that had $75,000 in prize money ready to go for these top 16 teams.
It's wild, man. And it's great because we have the the online competitions and stuff for the HCS, but have something isolated, separated from the HCS, but still with a lot of money on the line. You really get to see what these players have been doing, what they've been, game planning. So, it's just a great amuse-bouche leading into Kansas City, a good appetizer. But, dude, I have to point it out. It's just not every day you see Eco at 4 kills. And it wasn't just Eco. I'm not trying to put that pressure or blame on him at all, because I think Optic Gaming were just frying. But it just goes to show that if they could shut down a player like Eco, keep a guy like Renegade to 10 kills, like neutralize, like everything was done right by Optic in that game. And it makes me fear what they'll be like on LAN in just a few short weeks.
Against Optic, it feels like, all right, you get one member down from Cloud9, and Optic are able to collapse and sniff out the rest of those members. So I would say when it comes to Cloud9 being down a little bit, they need to be able to figure out how to scrap back a kill or two. When it comes down to those neutral scenarios, they can't get as overly aggressive as we've seen in the past, because when they have been flying out over towards the courtyard or into those certain positions, they've just been getting picked off and just giving Optic Gaming some free kills.
Well, here we go. It's match point, series point, tournament point, whatever you want to call it. Optic Gaming are just one map away from being your FaZe Clan Nissan Invitational champions. Cloud9 needs to find a response here, but Optic are right at the door. And out of the gate, it's going to be Optic with control of A and C to start things off here. A little bit of a split control. Cloud9 looking to make the flip happen, but that is going to be another power item grab. But who knows if you're Renegade? Well, he's down right now, but Renegade could probably see it from cross map with his X-ray vision. But they need to find an answer here, Optic, or else it is going to be curtains for them.
Renegade seeing somebody toward bomb door, also knows that player's going towards dummy door. Just great understanding of options that these players have on the map. He must have had somebody over towards opposite end of the tunnel and said, all right, well, if I get someone weak in tunnel, they're gonna either go out towards pillar door or dummy door. He takes that 50% chance, throws a grenade, and gets the finish on TriPPPeY.
On board now with Formal, hanging out back canal. Does have an idea, obviously there's not really any areas on the map you can look at there, but right out of the gate, Renegade swoops on in and he goes in for the challenge. He's got the help from TriPPPeY, and this kind of goes back to what you were talking about, Dave. What Optic does so well is that they get one or two of those players and then they know exactly where they need to go to eliminate the rest of the threats, and then they just continue to add insult to injury there. But a good response from Cloud9 to just fly across the map despite that from Optic, and they'll get A and C C9, so they at least are going to be earning some points here.
Eco needing to win this crucial 1v1. Looks like he gets some help from his teammate Renegade to clear out APG, so that's going to be the B stronghold going on over towards Cloud9. But at the same time, across the map, Pznguin gets picked off before he's able to activate that camo. So Pznguin getting shut down early on, Renegade going off early on here for the Cloud9 roster.
And they are going to need it. 7 kills for him. I'm sure Pznguin will find a few slays in a moment's notice. Actually, just find his first one here. Looking for the second, but Formal does get the better of Pznguin in that exchange. Still, Cloud9, they have themselves A and B control. They continue to add to their lead. And they've been doing a good job of just responding to Optic's aggression every time, and they know that once Optic swoops on in, that means that there's an opportunity for them to fly across map, send some resources over to some of these other strongholds to take that area under their control.
And we now have a 2-on-2 scenario. Sniper is actually coming up, but StelluR does not care as he wants to hunt down that kill in bottom center. So I want to see if who is going to walk away with the snipe and what they're going to actually do with it, because this is what one of these teams are going to need to either swing this back into a tie or for Cloud9 to spiral this more out of control with their 50-point lead.
Renegade's got a sniper. Renegade doesn't have a sniper anymore because unfortunately Optic are going to rip that away from him. Bye-bye. And StelluR stays alive. Does manage to land right on the grass. Is going to get snipped out though by APG, the last remaining member of Optic Gaming, as TriPPPeY's going to be coming off spawn now. They'll continue to cap C here, but still the lead for C9. There goes the flip. C9 get A and B control, and it goes right back to what I was mentioning before, Dave. Optic have a little bit of an advantage. They get themselves onto a point, but they're putting so much effort to getting one stronghold that Cloud9 just turns it around.
There's that stronghold, gonna flip back forth. We're gonna see who walks away with his camo. Renegade trying to buy time. All these members of Optic trying to use those grenades to clear them out. That's gonna be Lucid taking out Renegade. That drop shield's not gonna do much though once Lucid's able to just charge right through it. So that's gonna be camo going in the favor of Optic. 2 kills going in favor of Optic. APG just getting snipes, getting damage. And those are the pick-up parts that we talked about, Golden Boy. It feels like 1 or 2 members of Cloud9 fall down, and the rest of the dominoes fall in succession.
Yeah, but even with that, they have managed to respond, right? They've held on in moments where they needed to, but a big win there for TriPPPeY means 3 down for Cloud9. As we jump over to his POV, they have a trip cap now. This is dangerous territory. They could very well, Cloud9, be seeing themselves at the losing end of this if Optic keep this one going. Optic also had a brilliant comeback. I think it was against XSET where they came back, was it like 130 to XSET's 249 to win 250 to 249. So in a Strongholds game, do not count out the green wall because they'll find a way to build that one up and get a lead and win the game.
And look at this lead just starting to diminish. However, we are in a 3-on-3 scenario. Let's see who comes out here. And all these different times, I always find that very interesting to see which teams thrive when certain numbers are on the map. Like I've talked about before, it used to be one of those things we talked about for Cloud9 when they were in like a 2v2 scenarios, like they were always crushing it based on all that 2v2 practice. But we just saw a 3v3 time there. Couple kills have subsided, and Cloud9 still coming out ahead as we now see TriPPPeY and Formal both down. Lucid weak over the dummies, and all these players from Optic are just corralled over into that shortcut.
So many players invested to get C. They are going to be able to, at the very least, secure that. And while that's going on, Renegade cross map, oh yeah, he'll go ahead and capture A. His teammates are going to be coming off spawn. Be there to support him. But B is going to be contested here. Huge fight happening between APG and Pznguin, and Pznguin wins that fight out, and he's going to be able to reset it. A big fight there, and APG won it. That is going to put the onus on Renegade to have to swoop in, and Formal could have been more of a helping hand in that situation, but instead he's going to have to run away, tail between his legs now. APG is going to be running into StelluR. It's nuked and dropped immediately, and there's a trip cap now for Cloud9, but the response here from Optic to try and capture A. No one's in the area, though, to be able to stop that, and this is going to keep on ticking forward in C9's favor. What a strongholds we've been seeing from the blue squad.
One thing I've been noticing here from this Optic gaming roster is they've done a good job having areas they can retreat back to and group up. And maybe that's where we've been seeing some of the missteps from Cloud9. So a couple examples here is a few members of Optic Gaming pushed over towards dirt or back tower once they met some resistance. Or when we saw Lucid and crew near the dummies all congregate near the shortcut area. It's one of those things where if you just blindly charge in that corner, you're going to get double or triple team if you're a member of Cloud9. However, if you push up a bit more cautiously, you now have all these fish in a barrel that you can just destroy if you do it right. And so we're starting to see maybe this this playstyle of Optic work against them as Cloud9's a bit more patient to hunt down those kills.
Yeah, they need to adapt in this series if they want to win. This is step one in a very long process before Cloud9 can walk away as the winners of the Nissan FaZe Clan Invitational. A and B have been capped 226 to 86. Optic's going to need to dig deep here. They are going to be able to get C. Camo's coming up in 2 seconds.
Also, look at all these members from Optic just checking all these flank routes. They're giving so much respect to Cloud9 and their playstyle to say, all right, like, they're going to be the aggressor. Check the dummy door. Check our backs here from dirt. Where are these players coming from? And when they're not seeing them come through, they're a bit surprised. They're saying, wait, where's this Cloud9 roster? They're the ones that are supposed to be walking into our traps right now.
Dude, by the way, Formal just made a great play because he dipped inside of the, that slot on green, and then used the repulsor to back away any of those nades that were flying in because you knew the instant reaction was to toss the nade. That play, that interaction gives them B, and they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback happen here. But is it too little too late? As B is being captured by Renegade, but there are going to be 2 players down for Cloud9. Is the support there to be able to help them out, or will Optic swoop on over to the A side of the map to try and cap the A stronghold? And it seems like that's the objective here. But 3 members down for Optic, 243 and counting. No one contesting. They're capping C as well, and this is looking like a GG. Indeed it is. There's some signs of life from Cloud9 after all, as they win 250 to 111 on live fire Strongholds and finally puts one on the board. C9 takes game 3.
That is a huge win. Obviously, their tournament run would have been done if Optic won that. But like I said, for me, I just noticed a difference in the playstyle of how Cloud9 were securing those weak kills. There were many other times when I think of an Aquarius where 1 or 2 players are weak in the utility and you just have one member of Cloud9 round the corner and get double teamed. This cases, they've been taking just a slightly slower route, letting those players from Optic Gaming get picked off one by one and not forcing their actions as fast as they normally would.
The adaptation from C9 certainly served them well here. Everyone contributing quite a bit to the success.
Yeah, I've always been impressed by Cloud9's versatility and how they're able to adapt in the middle of a game or a match. I believe it was at HCS Anaheim where I saw one of the times Cloud9, they started bring a flag back. They realized the opposing, at this time, they did not realize the opposing team just did a full-on flank all the way through through alley on Bazaar CTF, and they got that stop. The second time Cloud9 pulled that flag, they were perfectly ready for that same setup. In fact, they brought the flag up to a higher route. They all came back to their flag. They had the upper hand and the height advantage to kill those players that came through alley. And so that's just the difference that they can make to their playstyle and what they're doing, just from noticing a mistake or from noticing a mistake that they made or a play that the opposing team made. So yeah, I would love to hear their comms and their insight at some point as to how they make those adjustments on the fly, because it's super impressive.
Yeah, indeed it is. But here we go, folks. Onwards to our next game, game 4 in this best of 7. Remember, Optic, they did win the winner bracket finals, and as a result of that, they were up 1 game in this best of 7 series. So if C9 were to win, there's no bracket reset. This is a straight up match till the end to see who wins the FaZe Clan Invitational, brought to you by Nissan, as well as $40,000. And it's Oddball. Name of the game, grab the ball, hold on as much as you can each round. You got to get to 100 points, 2 rounds win. And I think that for right now, Cloud9 starting off very well with 23 points on the board.
And That's such an unexpected play there from Lucid to have that plasma pistol. They just killed all 4 members of Optic. You're not expecting them to have anything in their arsenal as far as weapons or something new. And Lucid taking that little bit of extra time as they spawn dirt or back tower to grab that weapon and secure a kill.
Another thing of note as well, live fire, one of the maps in the game where you can do a full play ball by dumping the ball across map, and great shot by Formal, even though he was under duress there, manages to get the kill despite the shots coming in. TriPPPeY though, nicely done, backing away the bait and switch. There comes Formal for the backup. Play ball happening now. His APG's down low, ready to receive it. Great pre-nades preventing anyone from coming in through the doorway. They have this side under control in the yard, so they're going to bring this one across to the canal and hold it there and try and get back into this game.
And look at this play, just sitting up towards top center, watching any of those flanks come down low. Those are the traps that we've been seeing be so successful throughout the series for Optic. Optic realizes how sneaky Cloud9 are, and they've just been setting up traps and waiting for those flanks and getting free kills. There was 0 damage done from the Cloud9 side there for that kill that TriPPPeY acquired from top center.
Not a lot of points though have been earned. Maybe they can start to earn some now, because it's been pretty tough for them to try and get a rhythm going with the ball. So even with the trap plays and the approaches that Optic Gaming have had, it has been difficult for them to be able to get closer in that lead here in the first round of Oddball. But they're right there. Needless to say though, I think Pznguin and Cloud9 want anything to or want to allow that to happen, and that's exactly what takes place. They shut down one member there, TriPPPeY, with a nade from out of nowhere, and that ball's still going to be up for grabs. You could be expecting a reset happening if no one grabs it yet.
Player after player from Cloud9 just dropping, and this is a difficult position. StelluR, one of the few last members remaining, gets taken out as well, and that's now going to be a staggered death. Cloud9 has to decide if they're going to push and try to follow up StelluR, and they do opt to follow this up, but look at them drop. That's going to be all 4 down for Cloud9. StelluR's going to pop up first. It's going to be a 1-on-1, but Lucid's not worried. StelluR's spawning probably a little bit further away, and it doesn't even matter. StelluR gets picked off by Lucid Sniper as he's holding the ball and that weapon.
And what a smart play as well. He gets the time. He had the sniper, so he had a weapon that can, you know, tip the odds in his favor if he landed the shot, and it's Lucid, so of course he's gonna land that shot. But in that whole exchange, bodies were dropping left, right, and center. But it was going to be Lucid who stayed alive and gets them that much closer to catching up to C9 here. 44-46 though, as he's finally going to get taken down. Onwards to Pznguin though. Ball's going to be right for the picking, right outside of scoreboard. TriPPPeY's there, knows that someone could be around it.
Does not know somebody's at the assault rifle. There it is. Eventually sniffed out, or just aware that somebody could be nearby. But yeah, I thought that was going to be dangerous for Cloud9 as that player somehow got behind enemy lines.
Gotta take that ball away though. Bring it to some safety. Fortunately, he won't be able to do so. Eco dies with the ball, and now it's going to be Optic who grabs it. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Remember that as that clock is ticking, it's going to get worse and worse depending on who has the lead. They have to push. They have to get the ball, add some points to the scoreboard. 52-47. So close here. And with Cloud9's back against the wall, they can't make any mistakes. This is it.
Trying to see what Formal's deciding to do with this oddball here. Here's a couple of these players. Look at that. Renegade and StelluR both picked off at the start of this charge. Eco and Pznguin are going to have to pick it up. And this is tough. They're in a literal 2v4 for a second, and they both get picked off. So not only is it just those 2 deaths that going against Cloud9 right now, their spawns are staggered. That's such a difficult position to be in.
And Renegade has to do so much, and while all that's happening, oh yeah, no, Formal could just chill out at the ledge and wait for any pressure to come, play the ball, and nothing is given to Cloud9. They're also going to be in a position maybe to respond to this one, though. As up on top, you have Renegade. Does locate TriPPPeY. TriPPPeY, he saw that he was going to be low, so that was a fight that he could confidently take, and TriPPPeY was in the sky as well. Cloud9 does manage to secure that ball. They'll get out of there, but not without feeling a few stings of those grenades. As Formal picks up a few kills of his own, grabs the ball to boot. only leaving Renegade down low. 1 kill secured. Now looking for another one right outside of dummies, but he's got Lucid and TriPPPeY that he has to deal with. Only 8 seconds remaining here. Formal just has to run away. He's got his teammate there to back him up. He gets on top of the ledge. Only 1 second left, and that is going to be round 1, and well played by Formal. That is Optic Gaming getting that first round.
Formal with most kills, 62 seconds of ball time, so most time as well. Just crushing it there in round number 1 of Live Fire Oddball.
Okay, well, it seems like something may have crashed there. We'll find out, but thankfully we got the first round, so we're good. And I think we are good, and we're going to jump back in. So don't worry, guys, all right, before people just go nuts in the chat, start spamming.
Nobody was worried until you said something, GB. Now you got that plan in their head. They're like, wait, is this something to be worried about? GB said I should be worried. Like, if you just said nothing, things would have been chill.
That's fair. I could have played it off.
See, we're in game. We're in round number 2. Everything's fine. Everyone, please ignore GB and what he said those last 10 seconds. We're kicking off with an awesome round 2 here between Optic Gaming and Cloud9. Right now, Cloud9's backs are against the wall. They need to not only win this round, they need to win another round of Oddball, and then they need to win 2 more full games to somehow take this series.
If they're able to do that, Cloud9 can bring this back. They truly are the best team in the game right now. I mean, I still think Cloud9, until we get to an HCS event, right? It's always tough to say, but Cloud9 have all the capabilities to be able to bring this back. Look at this, though. Look at these clever plays that are happening there. Just trying to jiggle around the corner. Does not work out for APG, though, as we jump over to the perspective of Eco in a battle against Lucid. Lucid got met with a grenade as soon as he came through the front door. Renegade gets wiped out by TriPPPeY, and the exchange works out in Optic's favor. They get the ball out towards scoreboard, bringing it over inside of the garage here.
You know what? You can also bring inside a garage. You can buy one of those brand new nice Nissans, park it over in there, and it can just stay outside of the weather elements. But we're going to see how they hold this setup here. APGs decide to rotate this way, realizing that some pressure is coming over from the elbow side, but not quick enough. That's 2 members down for Optic. That's going to be all 4 alive for Cloud9. We're going to see how Cloud9 responds to this 28-point lead that Optic was able to obtain.
And I think they might be able to respond with this overshield, because they have picked it up. On the outside, though, over toward Yard, it's APG along with TriPPPeY. Taking out Pznguin, bringing that ball, though, a great rotation for C9. Realizing that garage was not going to be a safe haven for them, but he cannot play the ball in time, and the ball's just going to roll to the canal, which is quite problematic for C9, because now it's back into the hands of Optic.
Formal hitting that jump, trying to fight here against Eco over towards the C plat. Eco coming out ahead in that exchange, and that's now going to be a 3v2 advantage for Cloud9. Make that a 3v1 advantage. I repulsed them down to the ground. I've never really seen somebody toss them down to the ground like that, and I love it. And decides to launch himself back up. All right, Iron Man.
Dude, the repulsor's probably, like, I love the grapple shot, but the plays you can make with the repulsor, because it gives you verticality, it gives you offensive capability, also defensive capability. There's just so many benefits to picking up that utility item in the map. So cool. That being said, though, play ball happens. Renegade needing to dump that one off because Optic Gaming were right on their heels, and now Optic will grab that ball and bring it right to the area where it was disposed of. They only need 1 more round, and Optic Gaming will be the champions of the FaZe Clan Nissan Halo Invitational. And actually, that was a great play too, the way he was leaning his body to like forward, but still on the ledge, recognizing that if he died, the ball was going to fall out and he could still get more points out of that. Great heads up play there. And Optic Gaming 54-23.
They're off to such a strong start, but one thing I keep seeing here from Cloud9 is they get down in numbers and they try to force some action. It seems like they want the game to be a little bit faster, and TriPPPeY somehow turned around that 1v1 over in Pillars. Such a crucial play. So every step of the way, it seems like these Optic members are getting the best of them.
Oh, big kill there. That was overshield for Lucid. Removing that is going to remove quite the threat that Optic had available to them. Cloud9 will get the ball right back, bringing it over to the garage. Eco patrolling up top mid. Knows that there could be a player coming from green. Does find Formal, but he was also going to be met by TriPPPeY there as well. As we jump over to Formal's POV, sending a spiker grenade out. Look at Pznguin. He's going to try and disrupt this, but instead it's going to be 2 kills there in the favor of Formal, and Optic get the ball right back. A close game indeed, but Optic Gaming, each and every exchange, they managed to find the better of it and add on to their lead with only 2 minutes left on the clock. You got to put the pedal to the metal here for Cloud9.
They're adding on those kills. They are staggering the spawns. Looks like this push from Cloud9 is going decent, though. It looks like it's a 2v2, so we're going to have to see if Pznguin and Renegade can win this exchange versus TriPPPeY and APG. And look at those perfect shots coming out to take out Renegade, and an awesome ball rotation simultaneously coming out of APG to get this new tower set up.
That rotation was everything. Being able to stay alive, the teammate there for the support, even though he was weak, was still contributing to it, playing a selfless game there. You know, not dipping out, trying to preserve himself. He's thinking about the squad. That ball's made its way over toward the nest. It just needs a few more points. 10 points. Is anyone in the vicinity to try and stop this as the time ticks down? Optic Gaming right there, breathing on the opportunity to win this whole thing, and they do so. Optic Gaming are your Nissan FaZe Clan Invitational champions, doing so in style. And even though they did drop a game, the dominance displayed by Optic sets a dire tone for everyone else going into HCS Kansas City. The green wall is certainly a threat to the rest of the Halo team pool. Wow, what a tournament from them. Unreal. Unbelievable stuff there. As you can see, the final moments, Cloud9 showed signs of life at that Strongholds live fire game. Splendid performance from them. But Optic Gaming found ways time and time again to just take any of those advantages that Cloud9 thought they would have and use it in their favor. And we did lose Walshy there, but Formal dropping 35 kills and 14 deaths across that game. A KDA of 24. Homie was slaying that game. Well-deserved victory. The first win for Optic Gaming with Formal on the lineup. And here is the series layout. It started off with Optic in a hotly contested CTF Aquarius game. Optic in the last few moments, courtesy of some great plays from TriPPPeY, a triple kill, bringing the flag cross map. APG there for the pickups. That gives them that third flag cap with less than a minute left on the clock. That was game one. In StelluR Aquarius, it was a different story. Optic Gaming in the driver's seat, never letting Cloud9 get back into it. And we thought that Cloud9 were going to be out of it, but they found signs of life on Strongholds, winning that one, getting their first win, and showing that Optic does bleed. But in the end, in that oddball game on live fire, Optic Gaming managing to pick up their 4th win in this series. And remember, they did win the winner bracket final, so they were up at that advantage already, that game 1 advantage that they had.